It's time to break free and wake up to your potential. Download Mindset Daily Motivation today and start taking control of your life.
And some of you have been tasting defeat so long. We all know what it's like to lose a job, to lose a family member, to lose money. Some of us have lost love or lost passion or lost focus. Some of us have even lost our minds at points in our lives. So we are acquainted with loss. But there is something in all of us, a desire to win. Not everybody grew up in a winning home. Yet, we often witness living examples of greatness springing up out of adversity. Somebody that chooses to defy the odds. Somebody that chooses to be the one in their bloodline that changes everything. If you're gonna hit your goal and if you're gonna punch through your targets, you have got to see differently. You have got to think differently. You are going to have to connect differently. You are going to have to communicate differently, because winning is not just an exterior thing. It is very much an interior thing. Winning has everything to do with your mentality. It has everything to do with how you talk, how you walk, how you think, how you overcome conflict. Winning is not just an end thing. It's not just a crown or a trophy. It is the process. It is not just what I want. It is who I am becoming. One day, I just decided I'm gonna raise my standards. I've had enough of the loss. I've had enough of the lack. I wanna win now. I wanna win. Make a decision. I am acquainted with loss, pain, lack, and famine. I wanna win now. When you have made the decision that I am going to win, everything changes. At any moment in our lives, a piece of information can hit our eyes, hit our ears, that presents such a new perspective, such a paradigm shift in the development of our human nature, that everything begins to change. It's time to win. There is no other option. Winning is a non-negotiable. It's what I do. And many of you listening to me, you're literally in the red zone of your last losing season. And it is time for you to put your head down. Focus. You are one touchdown away from cementing your legacy on this planet. Your destiny is linked to your identity. This is why the dark room is so important. Like, if I don't put the work in, if I don't do what is required behind the scenes, I'll never step in public authority. It's the hours and the hours and the hours committed to rehearsal and practice and training and digging in and beating on my craft that pays the greatest dividends in public. It's the man that is willing to put it all on the floor when nobody's looking. Who do you need to become to start the business? To move into the new location, to start traveling, to make new friends, to take up new hobbies and new investments and endeavors, to impact? Who are you going to have to become to build that philanthropic portfolio, to serve in areas you've never served, to see and to sow in places you've never been? Who do you have to become? You got to identify those things that are holding you back, the places, the people, and the mindsets that are telling you you're not enough, it will not work, turn back, go back home. I'm hoping that after you listen to this, you're ready to go the distance, that you're ready to put in whatever is required to get whatever it is that you see out of it. And so the question is, are you willing to leave this place called comfort for the place called pain? It takes grit and humility. It takes courage. It takes a determination. Do you know why you want to change? Because once you get a why, you become dangerous. My why wakes me up. All I gotta do is think about my children. Think about the people that believe in me. Think about the people whose destinies are aligned with mine. That everything that I say, their future is attached to it. My faith is powerful enough to agitate someone from a caterpillar to a butterfly. That's my why. It's the next generation. It's the person that feels as though they've lost all hope. It's a person that's lacking wisdom and understanding. The future is my why. So number one, you got to make a decision. You know what? Enough is enough. I'm ready for change. I want new life. Number two, you're going to have to learn how to embrace discomfort. It is not going to be comfortable. When you start making these investments, it's not going to feel good. It's not going to make sense to anybody on your level. This is why when you're making decisions to change your life, you can't talk to people who are on your level because they're going to tell you it makes sense to stay here and just make here better. When you know there is something higher that is calling you, there's a better quality of life, there is an abundance, there is an expectation, there is an energy, there is a resilience, there is a discipline, there is a zeal, a fire, a passion, a new life that is calling you. And everybody on your level will try to convince you to stay here with them because they're stuck in a place, a world, a universe called comfort. Are you aimed? Are you targeted? Do you believe that you have what it takes to pay the price? But more than that, can you handle the pain? Life will only change when you become committed to the dream. One of the many companions of every dream is discomfort. Are you willing to be uncomfortable? This means that I'm going to a place I've never been and it's not going to feel good in the beginning. But eventually, if I stay committed, I'll see a harvest. You can write it down. You can see it in your head. You can have a vision. You can go to a conference. You can watch 1 million videos. You can write it out completely and make it so plain that some child can see it and read it. I don't care what the dream is, what the vision is, what you imagine your life could be. If you do not count up the cost of this new life, you'll never have it. Because you'll constantly be underbidding for what it is that you see in your future. You see, in the realm of acquisition, even in purchasing a new home, you got to put in an offer, and that offer has to be accepted. And most of the time, unless someone has a compelling story, the offer that is accepted goes to the highest bidder. And so for many of you, I realize that you're not bidding enough on the new life that you desire. You don't know the cost, because if you knew the cost, 9 times out of 10, most of us are not willing to pay that price. And so we just go on living in the mundane, living in the monotony, living in a place where our money's unpredictable and our relationships are unpredictable. We're living in anxiety and stress and overwhelm and lack and not enough because we haven't counted up the cost. What is required to live the lifestyle that I see in my head? Because I no longer want to live vicariously through someone else. I'm no longer going to just sit around and like other people's pictures when I could be living that reality. And so it's not that I want your life, it's that I understand that there's something more for me. But the question is, am I willing to write it out? Am I willing to see it, dream it, count up the cost, and then pay the price? If nobody's told you today, let me be the first to tell you, the life that you desire, the new life that you want, that you hold in your head, that you only dream of, it will cost you your old life. Today's pain is tomorrow's power. It don't feel good right now. I don't like it. I want to leave it. I want to throw in the towel. I want to walk away from it all. But I've got to be able to see the power of what lies ahead. Every single person listening to me is standing at the precipice of the greatest decision they could ever make in their lives. Decide that you want to change your life. Decide that you know it's time. Decide that you've been here long enough. Come to the resolve that you understand, you are aware, and you have accepted that you have been broke and broken and weary and exasperated and irritated and annoyed long enough. It's time to change. If you're going to be financially fit, fiscally disciplined, if you're going to have a portfolio in real estate and other business ventures, you got to pay to play. You got to make an investment. I knew that I wanted something more, and I knew I was destined for more, but I didn't want to accept the fact that if I'm going to make money, I've got to invest money. You have to invest in so many of those books and so many of those conferences, and you have to invest in coaching, and you got to invest in mentorships, and you have to invest in the book, and you have to invest in the impartation, and you got to sow where you want to go. In other words, you got to plant seeds. If you're going to reap a harvest, if you keep sowing sparingly, you will reap sparingly. But the moment that you understand that there is a price to pay to get where you want to be, it will cost you dearly. Question is, are you willing to pay the price? Do not settle. Do not think that where you are and what you see is all you will ever have. There is more, but change and abundance and breakthroughs and the miraculous, the extraordinary doesn't always come to you. It comes from you. I need you to remember that today's pain is tomorrow's power. Wake up! Wake up! I'm talking to you. You know who you are. We can get so wrapped up in the swirl of busyness, distraction, and noise that we lose ourselves. Get up and give back to yourself. Who were you before you were hurt? What if you could use pain as a fuel? Imagine if you could use the pain as a passport. Imagine if you could use the pain to push you. What if the pain could make you better? What if the pain could build muscle? What if the pain could cause you to reach higher, to leap farther, to run faster? What if the pain could help you? Because you wouldn't have prayed like you pray had you not been hurt. You wouldn't love like you love had you not been hurt, because you know what it's like to hate somebody. It doesn't matter who did not accept me, who rejected me, who did not see my value. None of that matters. Yesterday is gone. All you have is the present. Make this your moment to no longer be a prisoner of the past. I'm just wondering if there's anybody that want to stop complaining about it and is going to use it to your advantage. The past is not your prison. The past is your platform to build what it is that you were placed in this world to build. I gotta look myself in the mirror every single day. And I'm either gonna allow the pain to eat me alive, I'm gonna allow the pain to fuel. Once you get that itch, once you smell that potential, all of a sudden the world opens up to you. This is the moment that you have been waiting for. This is for you. Everything you're about to do is for you. So make that decision that there's no turning back. How bad do you want your future? Many of you desire, long for a new beginning. The truth is, some of us prefer familiar sufferings because we are afraid of the unknown. Sometimes the hardest part is the fact that we don't know how to begin again. In order for us to have a new beginning, there must be an ending. There are far, far better things ahead than anything we have left behind. Every moment wasted looking back keeps us from moving forward. The question is, will you let go of your past? If you're listening to me and you're tired of living and you're ready to pull the trigger, I just need you to know that hopelessness and depression is not stronger than the possibility of beginning again. The sufferings from your past and even the present moment is not worthy to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in all of us. For the sake of your future, your greatest move is to let it go. Set your ego and your pride aside. You gotta forgive this person, because going away and changing your zip code and changing your area code and trying to get a new career and marrying somebody else is not going to take the pain away, because you are running from you. You gotta look in the mirror and you gotta decide, I forgive myself for the mistakes I made. I forgive the people for what they did. This is the day that you pray for your haters, that you forgive those who have wronged you. This is the day that you smile more. This is the day that you believe. This is the day that you see the future. This is the day that you step into hope, that you step into joy. This is the day that you repay people's rudeness with kindness. This is the day that everything is going to change because I'm going to change today. I'm able to move and navigate and breathe different and talk different and walk different and build differently. I'm not building out of anger and revenge. I'm building from a place of abundance. You want it? Write it down. You see it in your future? Write it down. You want to make that move? Write it down. Before you say something, write it down. I can build again. I can create again. I can believe again. I can forgive one more time. I can press for it. I can fight for it. I can evolve. I can grow. There are habits that you've held on to that are keeping you locked in this place, and you're begging to leave, but you haven't been disciplined enough and hungry enough to change. Discipline is not about what I feel like doing. Discipline is a duty. Discipline is what I've been called to do. Discipline is what I was born to do. Discipline is what is required. If you want the future, then you've got to plan it. You need schedules and parameters and frameworks and protocols. You've got to get your stuff in order. Get your house in order. Type in the comments, get your house in order. Get your head in order. Come on, watch your mindset, watch your mouth, watch your money, watch your relationships. You want your future? You need to get organized. You don't just get where you want to go because you want to go there. You have to do something. You have to become someone. And so you need to be the person that does it, even if they don't feel it, but they do it because they're called to. Get up and get dialed in. You're gonna have to set an alarm and wake up at times you don't feel like getting up. If you're going to do something in your bloodline, if you're going to pass something down generationally, if you're going to be a light, if we're gonna unleash this untapped potential, then I have to do something that's gonna break the current paradigms that I've been living under. And so you've got to do what's impossible for most people in order to be that unstoppable force of nature. There's too many of you that are so wrapped up in agreement with people that are not serving your vision. You're checked out. You're about to burn out and tap out and drop out. People can tell when you're not called to do something, when you're just doing it. People can tell. They can read right through it. They can see right through you. When it's plastic, when it's fake, when it's phony, when it's unauthentic. Many of you listening to me are suffering from anxiety and stress and overwhelm. If you don't love you first and appreciate you first and honor the work first and believe first, nobody else is going to believe. But you've got to get so in love with what you've been called to do, your design, your distinctives, what sets you apart, that you'll do this thing, even if nobody celebrates you, if nobody understands it, if nobody sees it. Will you keep going? If it's just you, will you keep working? And this is all I want to ask you today. Will you keep working? Will you work harder? What it is that you've been called to release or writing or building or creating, here's my truth. You can listen to me or not listen to me. I'm going to release what's inside of me. I'm going to release my brilliance. I'm going to build it. I'm going to create it. Even if nobody understands it, sees it, celebrates it, likes it, shares it, I'm going to release it. I'm going to give it to the world. I don't need to impress you. Are we understanding this? It's a very dangerous thing to be in a place where you are growing, but your life is not. Do you just want to win? Or are you absolutely committed? Because when you are committed, when you have made the decision that I am going to win, it's no longer a want, it is a must. And when something becomes a must, when you become obsessed with what you've been called to do, you will sacrifice. People that are committed are willing to make the sacrifices. And so ask yourself the question, have you sacrificed everything? Are you paying the price? You gotta pay the price for what you want. Everything in your future comes at a cost. I am acquainted with loss, pain, lack, and famine. I wanna win now. Because winning has everything to do with your mentality. It has everything to do with how you talk, how you walk, how you think, how you overcome. Winning is not just a crown or a trophy. It is the process. It is who I am becoming. And that is how we win. If you're gonna hit your goal, and if you're gonna punch through your targets, you have got to see differently. You have got to think differently. You are gonna have to connect differently. You're gonna have to communicate differently. One day, I just decided I'm gonna raise my standards. Make a decision. Raise your expectations. You gotta go to the next level. There's always another level. You've been in this place of misery long enough. It's time to win. There is no other option. Winning is a non-negotiable. It's what I do. And all of a sudden, wham, no longer is it just what you do. It is who you have become. Because there are some people that win, and then there are winners. There are people who win, there are people who lose, and there are people who are winners. This ain't just something I do. It is who I have become. I am a winner. Consider this, that all environments do not breed and nurture a winning spirit. Not everybody grew up in a winning home. Yet, we often witness living examples of greatness springing up out of adversity. Somebody that chooses to defy the odds. Somebody that chooses to be the one in their bloodline that changes everything. One thing I know is that we've all been hit with a measure of adversity at some point in our life. You already know what failure feels like. People that are winners win both inner and outer. And they see it not just as an opportunity, but as a birthright. Winners are obsessed with counsel. Winners are obsessed with accountability. Winning is a habit. Winning is loving. Winning is being moved with compassion because everybody deserves my best. Winning is wrapped up in the details. That is winning, the mentality. Winning is what I do at home. It's what I do on my job. It's my creative pursuits. It's my social activities. It's what communities I'm connected to. So are you willing to lose sleep? Are you willing to put the work in? Are you fully persuaded? Are you determined? Real winners. These are the people who have a positive self-awareness. They are crystal clear about where they are and where they're looking to go. This is the type of person that's got tunnel vision. They move in the dimension of mindfulness and gratitude. When we unpack the architecture of a winning mentality, we're dealing with somebody that is armed and dangerous. That's all I'm thinking about. That's all I want. That's all I see. That's all I want to hold in my hand is a win. Winners are gap closers. These are people that every single day they're beating on their craft and they're closing the gap between where they are and where they're supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here. I belong here. Have you counted up the cost? It's going to cost you everything to win. The winning isn't just a behavior, winning is an attitude. Because you can have good behavior and a bad attitude. And so winning is a behavior, winning is an attitude, Winning is a way of living. You're going to have to manifest that thing that you see in your head to hold it in your hands. Make it count.
What you go through, you will grow through. I know you feel stuck in reversion. You may be tired, you may be broken, you may be hurting. But listen, winning has everything to do with your mentality. I am going to win. I've had enough of the loss. I've had enough of the lack. I want to win now. I want to win. We all know what it's like to lose a job, to lose a family member, to lose money, to lose a position. Some of us have even lost our minds at points in our lives. So we are acquainted with loss. Some of us have lost love towards someone, or lost passion, or lost focus. Many of you listening to me know what it's like to lose everything. You have another day where you failed yesterday, where you almost gave up yesterday, when you almost lost your mind, when you almost gave in, when your back was up against the wall. But there is something in all of us, something very inborn, interwoven, something very intrinsic, a distinctive in all of us, a desire to win. What are you made of? What is your DNA? What is your mentality? What are your goals? In this very moment, you have an opportunity. Seize the opportunity. Everybody wants to win. Because winning is not just an exterior thing. How you overcome conflict, how you navigate a room, how you navigate relationships, how you manage your time, how you manage your money. It's not just an end thing. It is not just what I want. It is who I am becoming. That is how we win. Everybody wants to win. It's time to win.
Let the fear fade and let faith invade. You must move forward in strength. Do not succumb to the depression, the anxiety, the rage, the hatred, or the regret. Live in purpose. Resist the temptation to give in.
I can tell you this, that resurrection is a decision. And every single day you gotta decide. People who publicly rise are the people that made a private decision not to stay down any longer. I don't know what time you're listening to me, and I don't mean to sound morbid, but somebody died tonight. Somebody died this morning. Somebody died this afternoon. I don't know what time you're listening to me, but somebody didn't make it.
There's still life left in you. You are still breathing. You have another opportunity to begin again. And every day, every single day gives you that new opportunity.
Appreciate it. Flow from this place of gratitude and say, God, thank you for keeping my mind when I could have lost it. Thank you, Lord, for giving me one more day, one more opportunity. They say time is what we want most, but what we use worst. The moment that you stop striving, the moment that you stop pressing, the moment that you stop fighting, you start dying. Just keep going to the next level. Just keep climbing that staircase. Just keep going. And it's not about beating the man or woman that's standing in the room with you. It's about beating the man and the woman that's in the mirror. Can you do better than you did yesterday? That's all I want to ask you. Can you do better? If you haven't been able to get up, something inside of you has to snap. I know you're beaten, but get up. I know you're bleeding, but get up. I know you're insecure, but get up. I know it wasn't your fault, but get up. I know it hurts, but get up. I know you have blood in your eyes, but get up. Get up. Get up. Wake up. Why are you here? What is your design? Why do you survive? Come on, start thinking about these things. You're still alive for a reason. Somebody died today, but you're still here listening. In this very moment, you have an opportunity. Someone who can rise is someone who is not dead yet. You are not dead yet. You are not dead yet. You are not dead yet. You may be tired, but you are not dead. You may be broken, but you are not dead. You may be weary, but you are not dead. You have an opportunity to rise above what happened to you. You can condemn me and crucify me to a past that is planted in pain, but I will rise. I make the decision that resurrection is my gift. Your perseverance is not even about you. The future, the next generation, legacy, destiny is attached to this. Your life may not look anything like you thought it would look right now, but you have an opportunity today to change that. And every decision you make is either bringing you to your destiny or taking you from your destiny. If you're walking through or walked out of or survived the worst trauma and pain of your life, believe that this is the first day of the best days of your life. You gotta take everything you have on the inside and claw your way back. You've been in this cave. You've been in this deep, dark prison of obscurity and uncertainty and doubt and fear. This is the day you come out of your pit of misery, your cell of uncertainty and doubt and fear. This is your day. Get up and beat yourself from yesterday. It's not about comparing yourself to everybody. It's not about scrolling through social media and looking at the people that are projecting the highlights of their life. It's not about that. It's about, can you do better than you did yesterday? Just need you to be 1% better than you were yesterday. If you can be 1% better than you were yesterday, you're making progress. Every day, every single day is a new beginning. So take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. It's a new day, a new opportunity. You can get to a place in your life where you are so tired that you can hardly move, and you can be so fragmented, so beat up that you can't even open your eyes. I know what that paralysis feels like. It's like, man, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it right now. I don't feel like thinking again. I don't feel like writing it down again. I don't feel like reading it again. I don't wanna talk about it. I'll do it tomorrow. And sometimes we can get wrapped up in that human condition that says, man, I don't have what it takes. I don't know how to navigate the terrain. I'm so broken. I'm so tired. I'm so buried under the misery of my past and the mistakes that I made. And we're waiting for these perfect conditions, and we keep thinking that perfect is coming tomorrow. Perfect doesn't come to you. As we practice and as we process, we can achieve a measure of perfection. So if you want to take action and you want to step out of the place of stagnation, if you're going to step into the power of the present, if you're going to seize the opportunity, then one of the things you're going to have to stop doing is overthinking. Come on, you got to stop overthinking. Like, you're thinking this thing, you're thinking yourself out of it. You're negotiating your path out of this opportunity, this moment in time where you could really become something, really accomplish something. And so we gotta stop overthinking. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have what it takes. I don't have the education. I don't have the background. You know those lies we tell ourselves. So my question is, are you willing to take continuous action? Get that urgency back. Somebody step back into the place of action. Somebody step back into the place of faith and determination. Somebody get back into that space, that mindset, that mentality that says, I'm living like it's my last. I'm putting it all on the table. I'm giving this thing everything I have. Tomorrow is not promised. Just because somebody else lived to see 70 doesn't mean I'm gonna live to see 70. And so every single day of my life, I'm gonna give it everything I have.
I'm going to love like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to forgive like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to let go. I'm going to try again like there is no tomorrow. Like this is my only opportunity.
I need you to live every day like there's no tomorrow. Love, smile, forgive, believe, hope, expect incredible things. Make it up in your mind that every day you are blessed to see, you will give it everything you have. You will live like there is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow!
Everything changes today.